Hey ass kickers, how's it going? It's me, Amanda Gold, your life coach and the beauty, brains, and brawn behind Kick Ass with Both Feet. Now, I know that I have been talking about making some changes to this YouTube channel, and I still reserve the right to do so. But as of right now, I'm going to stick around for another month, being the month of August, starting tomorrow. Oh shit, actually today. I'm recording this Friday, but I'm going to reveal it to you on Saturday as per usual. So hey, happy August. There are 5 Saturdays this August, and I'm going to coach you. I've decided to rein this in a little bit. So if you've been with me a while, you've seen this evolve and you've seen me iterate and figure out what the heck this channel actually is. And before, Saturdays were just for coaching on a general theme, my thoughts on a certain topic. And now what I want to do is really start to dive into one issue that y'all are facing, coming to me with, stuff I'm coaching you on, stuff I'm seeing a lot. And I'm going to guide you through it. So this month, August, is going to be all about overwhelm. And so there's 5 Saturdays this month. And so I'm going to take you through 5 different pieces of this. The 5th Saturday will be a recap. The first one's going to be about how overwhelm is a feeling. It's not like a fact. It's not the way your life is. It's just a feeling. And then the 2nd Saturday, I'm going to talk about how that feeling is actually caused, which is a thought in your mind. And then we're going to dig into the common thoughts that contribute to overwhelm. They all kind of sound the same. We're all very unique and special snowflakes, but we're also all the same and our brains act the same. And this is good news because there's usually just a few thoughts that you're having some variation of that cause overwhelm. So we're going to kind of dig into those and see if you can identify your own. And then on the 4th Saturday, I'm going to teach you how to solve for those. I'm going to give you some new thoughts you can think instead to counteract overwhelm. And then we're going to recap and we're going to focus on what you actually want. And we'll talk about what that means. Like if you don't want to feel overwhelmed, what are you trying to feel? In control, clarity, peaceful, calm. You can start to think about what that would look like for you. So it's going to be really fun. And then you know how I do the Try It Tuesdays. I'm going to start to gear those towards the topic. So it'll all start to blend together. The reason I was thinking about making a change is because my practice is growing and I was thinking about spending more time on Facebook. And I am spending more time on Facebook. And by the way, if you identify as female, head on over, come join my private group. It's Two-Footed Ass Kickers. 2 is spelled out, the word 2. Get your ass in there because we're doing really awesome shit. And I'm in there almost every day. I do daily tarot draws. We're digging into this thought work stuff. We're creating a really fun community. And I'd love you to be a part of it. You're also going to want to join that or follow me on Facebook because someday I'm thinking about just turning the YouTube videos into private content for coaching clients and people in the group. So if you're liking these and you want to know more, come on over to Facebook. I'm spending more time over there. But for now, I am going to keep doing these YouTube videos twice a week for the month of August at least. So stay tuned. All right, so let's talk about overwhelm. So as I mentioned, it's a feeling. And I think a lot of you get confused around this. And I know I was confused about it before. I was saying I'm so overwhelmed as if it was a fact. And you can check with yourself. Do you do this too? It's nothing to feel bad about. It's just something to notice. When you are saying, I'm so overwhelmed, or I'm so busy, or I have too much to do, or my to-do list is too long, whatever, you're really giving all your power away. You are being a victim. And again, this isn't a shaming, judgmental thing. This is just like, this is what it feels like, and I want to help you out of that. When we feel like a victim, when we feel disempowered, we feel like we can't make a change. You're totally dependent on outside circumstances to change, to feel better. And that isn't how it works. You get to feel better right this instant if you want to. And I'm not talking about, I want to say over and over again, I'm not talking about just positive thinking. Like, let's ignore all the things we have going on in our life. Let's ignore our stress. I'm not saying that at all. But I am saying there are ways that you can think of it that feel more empowering, that make you feel like you have more choice in the matter, and that can at least help you feel calmer. You might not want to feel happy about a certain situation, especially with COVID happening. You might genuinely have a lot more shit on your plate than you did before. And you might not want to feel like rainbows and butterflies and glitter about it. But you can think about it in a way that serves you rather than causes more suffering. And when you're coming from a place too of, I'm so overwhelmed, I have too much to do, like it's happening to you, you actually are less effective, you're less intelligent. When you're stressed out and in this like tunnel vision mode of feeling like you're overwhelmed, like it's a fact, your IQ drops. And you have less access to creative solutions, and so you end up getting less done. And so then you're creating that reality for yourself that you actually do have a lot to do because you're not getting as much done because you're so stressed out about having too much to do. Do you see the problem here? But we have a solution, and it's life coaching, and it's me, Amanda, helping you through it. So have no fear. So your first job this first Saturday of August in dealing with overwhelm is to accept, at least allow in the possibility that it's just a feeling. When I say just a feeling, it doesn't mean it's not causing you, like it feels like shit. I get that. I'm with you. That's okay. I'm not trying to take anything away from you, but I invite you to consider that it's a feeling, and that's good news because you can change it. Because, say it with me, feelings are caused by our thoughts. So all we have to do then is figure out, what are you specifically thinking that's causing this feeling of overwhelm? We'll get into that next Saturday, but you can start to think about it now. Think about your specific thoughts that are running through your mind that cause that feeling of overwhelm. But before we go there, I want you to just really get familiar with how overwhelm feels in your body. It's important to do this because being in tune with our body and feeling our feelings and experiencing our emotions is just crucial information that we want to be able to access and be friendly with and be okay with. We don't want to run from it. We don't want to make the issue worse, because often if we start to feel overwhelmed, rather than looking to the thought to change it and calling our power back and doing something about it, we will do stuff like overeat or watch TV or smoke or drink or do drugs or be on Netflix all the time or be on our Instagram all the time. None of those activities are necessarily bad. There's no moral value to any of this stuff. What I'm talking about is when you're doing something in reaction to an uncomfortable emotion that you're not willing to feel. And so you run off to do something that is numbing you out or acting as a distraction. It's not serving you. It's not helping you. It's not healthy for you. So you want to watch out for that. So we want to start to get comfortable, or at least familiar with, overwhelm and just sort of let it be there without reacting to it right away. We want to figure out, okay, this is overwhelm. Then we want to get clear on the thoughts that cause the overwhelm. But first we have to be clear on how that feels in our body. So for you, you can answer this question right now. Go back to the last time you were overwhelmed. For many of you, it is happening right now. It was 5 minutes ago. You can tap into that memory pretty easily. So for me, if I think about times that I've believed that I was overwhelmed, it's actually like a anxious, panicky kind of feeling. It's sort of fluttering in my stomach or my chest, and I feel sort of like everything in me is going 100 miles an hour, but it's all wanting to go in a different direction. So I just feel kind of jittery, and then I actually end up feeling frozen and do nothing. So check in for you, maybe write it down, just get a handle on what overwhelm feels like for you. Because as we work to change it together over this next month, you're going to want to be really clear on what it feels like, because sometimes you'll be aware of the feeling before you're aware of the thought. And so we want to change the thought ultimately that's causing it, but we have to know, like, oh, this is overwhelm. I'm in it. That's going to be your clue. Like, I'm having the thought that's not serving me, and now I'm going to think a thought that will help me. And we'll talk about that, we'll talk about how to do that next week. Actually, next week, we're just going to be talking about the thoughts that cause our feelings and how that works, and break that down a little bit, specifically as it applies to overwhelm. But for now, just let that be there and understand that you're going to learn how to change it very soon. And you might even see a shift now just by understanding that overwhelm is a feeling and it is optional. And here's a little, I don't want to leave you with, I want to give you as much as possible, and I'm about to sign off, but I want to let you have a tool that you can try when you're really feeling like that spinning, overwhelmed, too much to do feeling. Write it all down. Do a brain dump, do a thought download, set a timer for 5 minutes. Just get out a pen and paper and just write everything down. Everything that you're frantic about, everything that you're worried about, everything that is in there, just get it out. That act alone getting it out of your head and onto a page can be such a relief. And yeah, that's all I got for you right now. If you want to know more about coaching or about working with me one-on-one, I am taking on one-on-one clients. So it's free to do a consultation with me. If you're just curious, if you want to know more, I'm happy to talk to you more about it. You can shoot me an email at kickasswithbothfeet@gmail.com. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Happy August. Oh, and it's a full moon coming up. So get your ass in my group because I'm doing a full moon coaching session and it's going to be amazing. Or it's going to be a disaster. Either way, come and see. All right. Have a great weekend. Talk to you later. Bye.